Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another live stream here on WooEnglish. As always, I will be your host, and my name is Hamza. And today we are going to talk about a very controversial figure or historical figure, which is Adolf Hitler. The word that I use is controversial. Controversial. Well, he is not very controversial, to be honest. Like most people know exactly what this person did, what kind of crimes did he commit, what kind of atrocities and really bad things that he did during the 1940s. But still, a lot of people like at least think that he has a very important, or he played a very important role during like the history of Europe and of course of the world. I see a very special person popping up in the chat, and that's no other or none other than Jan the Man. He is here. So Jan the Man, hello for you and welcome to the live stream. And maybe you will like this session because you are from Germany. Maybe you will not like it. I'm not sure. So we will see how the session will go. I really hope that this session will be very like not very like I hope it won't be very controversial, right? And I hope it will not be offensive for anyone, right? I know the guy. Yeah, I understand, gentlemen. I understand. So this is what I was explaining. That I really hope that the session will not be like offensive for anyone and will not be controversial. So I hope it will be like just a normal session that we will use to learn some language from. It was just because the video of Adolf Hitler did really well. It was really like it was watched a lot by a lot of people. So that's why I decided to choose it so that we can work on it some further, right? Amin is here. So Amin, hello and welcome to the live stream. And I hope you are doing great. Ahmed Man, who didn't join us for a while, I think. So welcome to the live stream, and I hope you are doing great. And I hope like everything was good with you because you have really disappeared for some time. And I'm waiting for the usual people to come and join us from X. Yeah. So the word that I used, the first thing or the first word that I used today was the word uh, controversial, right? Controversial. Even you, Jen, because you disappeared for some time, and I hope everything was good during that period. So the word that I used before was the word controversial, right? So controversial. Abdurrahman is here. Welcome. So the word controversial simply means that there is a lot of debate concerning a certain topic. Okay. Yeah, Jen is German. Jen is German, and I hope that will not be a very bad topic. All right. So I see people joining us from Facebook, YouTube so far. So I will wait for uh in North Holland, in Northern Holland, great, or the Netherlands, nice. Okay, I think we should start. I think we should start. So I'm gonna go. Don't forget, please, to like this video, as I always urge you to. So don't forget to like the video. It really helps. It really helps bring more people, and it really helps those people and also you guys, so that we can keep like coming up with some great content as always, and also so that more people can join us in the discussion, so that we can have like a more fruitful and ritual discussion. Ahmed Man says it was like a lot of work, a lot of work. I can understand that sometimes work can be very crazy. I can totally understand. So please don't forget to like the video because I'm gonna like hide the like button. So don't forget to like the video from down below. We are going to start right now. As always, we will start with a quick discussion of the men. Right? I'm gonna share with you a question that I shared on the group or on the YouTube channel. 50% Polish, 50% German. Understand? Actually, Adolf was not German, and this is something that we will see today. So, what did Adolf Hitler enjoy as a skill or as a hobby? He was known for a very interesting hobby that he had. And I asked you this question on the community on YouTube. I didn't get much interaction there, so I'm gonna ask it right here again. What did Adolf Hitler enjoy as a hobby? Share with me your opinions. Uh, he was not German. Yeah, you are correct. Amin says he was a painter. Yeah, the choices that I gave you on YouTube were: was he a carpenter, was he a singer, or was he a painter? So Adolf Hitler enjoyed something in addition to being a criminal, basically. So what was that? Painting. So both of you guys say that he was a painter. Great. This is something that we will discover later on. So let's go and see. So before we read, before we listen, so just for people who have just joined us, I just need to explain to you what we do here. Today is a listening slash reading session. We are going to listen to a small passage from a long video. The video, of course, is on our channel, English, so you can go there and watch it fully later on. But right now, we are going just to go through one chapter, the first chapter. We are going to go through it. We are going to try to understand it. So we will cover some vocabulary, some basic information, some discussion at the end of the video. So it will be a very fruitful video based on just 6 minutes of listening. I hope you will enjoy it, and we are going to jump right into the first part. So before we read or listen, let's test your knowledge about Hitler. So it's very difficult to talk about this topic. I totally understand it. What was Adolf's passion for or passionate for? What was his passion? What was Adolf's name linked to? What was his name linked to? And finally, was Hitler originally from Germany? These are three questions that I want to start with. Painting, war. His hobby was war. Uh, that was something that he enjoyed later on. The leader of the Leb party of he was passing his passing was painting. His passion, I mean his passion. Passion like this. So let me write it for you. Passion. His passion, Amin says, was for painting. Let's check. I'm not sure if I included. Yeah, so it was painting. Great. So this is a very unique information to know about the man. And later, as we are going to be reading, I'm going to show you some of the paintings that Adolf Hitler did in his youth. All right. And one of the things that you should know is that actually, before he joined the army, he applied for an art school and he was rejected. He was not accepted. And this is something that we will discuss around the end of the video. So, question number two: what was Adolf's name linked to? When most people think about the word Adolf, what is the first word that comes to their mind? It's fine. I mean, maybe at the end of a long day, sometimes we can be very tired, and we can like we can. Yeah, he was an Austrian painter. He was from Austria, and he was a painter. But what was his name mostly linked to? Whenever we hear about the word Adolf, we hear it in a certain context when people are talking about something in specific. What was that thing? I see more people joining. Don't forget, please, to like the video. Today we are having a listening slash reading and listening at the same time, and it's about Adolf Hitler. I know the topic is very controversial, but we will try to make most of it. Germany. Whenever we think about Adolf Hitler, we think about Germany. That's quite true, actually. Animal 4K is here. Can you remind me of your name, please, so that I can call you your name instead of Animal 4K? I don't know how to feel about calling someone Animal 4K. So, how are you doing? How is life? Einstein, Adolf and Einstein. Not really, not much. Hakan, hello to you. Welcome to the live stream. I'm gonna reveal it. All right. Whenever we hear the word Adolf, mostly we hear it in the context of World War II. If there was no Second World War, we could have never heard about Adolf Hitler. So we hear always about Adolf Hitler in the context of World War II, the Second World War. And by the way, a very unique information that I want to give you is that he actually participated in World War One as a soldier, a normal soldier. So he participated in the First World War actually. Was Hitler originally from Germany? Was Hitler originally from Germany? What do you think? Hitler. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this piece of information. Maybe we can discuss that during the Führer. Actually, absolutely. That was his rank later on when he was participating in the Second World War. His rank was a Führer. I don't know how to pronounce that. So let me check how to pronounce that. He is Austrian. He was from Austria. Uh, Führer. So let me just need to see how it's pronounced because I'm Führer. All right. So actually, this is pronounced Führer. I would write it the way we pronounce it. So it's pronounced Führer. Very interesting. This is something that I have just learned. Just look it up. Hitler with a D. Interesting. Maybe I will look it up later on. So let's reveal the last one. He was not from Germany. He was from Austria. So that was just like a little discussion about Hitler. So we are just building up toward the first reading that we are going to do. What are the things you already know about Hitler or his role in history? What did he do? Why is the man very famous? Why is everybody familiar with Hitler? Does anyone know? Why is everybody familiar with the man? Why is he famous? Why do we know him? Why do we know his name? Hitler. I hope YouTube will not be upset with the choice of the topic. To be honest, YouTube can be upset about like very like absurd things sometimes. What are some things that you already know about? He used to kill. Absolutely, absolutely. He did a lot of massacres. Jan the man says he was a warlord. He was Jewish of Austrian, and he was a killer, the biggest of the world. He killed. It's estimated that he killed, at least in Jewish communities, he killed more than 6 million people, and he was responsible for the death, like through the war, of like hundreds of millions of people or tens of millions of people. He did Germany for Second World War and occupied very big lands. He occupied very big countries like France, for example, at a certain time. Yeah. All right. So those are some of the things that we know about the guy. Why do you think Hitler's story is studied so widely in history? Why do we study this man? Why do we need to learn about this man, in your opinion? And by the way, I mean the past of lead is lead. So lead in the past it's lead. Lead. So in the past we say lead. Past. He killed a lot of innocent people. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Lead is led, as we said. Great. All right. Right now, I started seeing the people joining from X. So people from X, welcome and hello. I'm not sure if you can join us in the chat or if you can chat with us or answer like the activities that we are doing right now. But if you can, that will be great. Join us in the discussion. So let's go to the first reading, I think. All right, let's read. So finally, we are going to read. So we are going to read for 2 times, or we are going to listen 2 times. I want you to listen carefully because after we finish listening or reading, we are going to see some questions. So please pay close attention to what we are going to listen to. The second thing I want to make sure that you understand is don't hesitate to ask questions or ask about the meaning of difficult words in the chat as we are talking. So don't hesitate to do that, right? To know the darkness past of Europe. Yeah. That was a very very dark period of humanity as a whole, not just Germany or Europe. So we are going to go for the first reading. Let me share with you the screen for the reading. So this is
To WooEnglish,
view is
where
clear.
you learn
The
English
images.
through stories. It's not only educational. Before we dive
So
into the
I'm gonna.
narrative, making learning both enjoyable and effective. If you find this story helpful, please press the like button to reward us. It motivates
So
us to bring more stories your way.
click the like
Also,
button,
don't
everybody.
hesitate to write a comment sharing your thoughts or any questions you might have. Engaging with the...
So I'm gonna
Now,
again.
let's begin our story. Chapter 1. Early Life. In the small town of Braunau am Inn, Austria, on a cold day in April 1889, a child was born into the family of Alois and Clara Hitler.
So one thing, please, is that we are going to only listen to chapter number 1 because the whole thing is 1 hour and 30, and we can't listen to everything. So you can listen to the whole video later on. The second thing is that we will just look at the early childhood of Hitler. So we'll just see how was his childhood, all right? Why did the man grow up to be what he became later on? So let's go.
April 1889. A child was born into the family of Alois and Clara Hitler. This child, named Adolf, was the fourth of 6 siblings, but only he and his sister Paula would survive to adulthood. The early years of Adolf's life were marked by the simplicity and challenges of a modest family living in a border town. Alois, Adolf's father, was a customs officer, a job that provided a stable but modest income. He was a strict man, demanding obedience and respect from everyone around him, including his family. Clara, Adolf's mother, was kind and caring, a soft presence in the rigid atmosphere created by Alois. Adolf's relationship with his father was complicated. He often found himself at odds with Alois's strict rules and expectations. In contrast, he shared a close and affectionate bond with his mother, who was always there to offer comfort and understanding. As Adolf grew, he attended the local school where he was just another face among the many children of the town. He was neither an outstanding student nor one who struggled greatly. He was average in many ways. However, even from a young age, Adolf showed a keen interest in art and history, subjects that allowed him to escape into worlds far beyond his small hometown. Adolf's schooling also exposed him to various ideas and histories, including the story of the German people. The tales of past glories and the unity of the Germanic tribes stirred something in him, a sense of belonging to something greater than himself. This was the beginning of his interest in German nationalism, a path that would significantly influence his future. The Hitler family moved several times during Adolf's childhood due to Alois's job, which meant Adolf had to adapt to new schools and make new friends repeatedly. These moves made it difficult for him to form lasting friendships, contributing to his solitary nature. Despite these challenges, these experiences also taught him how to quickly assess and adapt to new environments, a skill that would serve him well in the future. In 1900, tragedy struck the Hitler family when Adolf's younger brother Edmund died from measles. This loss deeply affected Adolf, who became more withdrawn and introspective. His academic performance began to decline, and his interest in school waned. His father wanted him to follow in his footsteps and become a civil servant. But Adolf resisted this path. He dreamed of becoming an artist, a vision not supported by his practical and stern father. The conflict over his future strained Adolf's relationship with Alois further. Despite the tension at home, his mother continued to be a source of encouragement and support for his artistic aspirations. In these early years, the seeds of discontent and rebellion were sown in Adolf, driven by his complicated family dynamics and the rigid expectations placed upon him. As Adolf approached his teenage years, the differences between him and his father became more pronounced. Alois passed away in 1903, leaving the family in a state of financial uncertainty. Adolf's reaction to his father's death was complex. While it freed him from the pressure of following a career he had no interest in, it also left him without direction at a critical point in his life. Clara, now the sole caretaker of the family, struggled to keep the household together. Adolf's relationship with his mother grew even closer during this time, as he saw her struggle and did his best to support her, despite his own uncertainties about the future. Adolf continued his schooling, but with little enthusiasm. His dream of attending the Academy of Fine Arts Vienna became his focus, a goal that he believed would lead him to the future he desired. However, life...
So, who thought that Adolf Hitler, which we now in 2024 know as a man who committed like very, very bad crimes, actually aspired, dreamed to become an artist in the beginning. And I saw Amin ask about the word measles, which Adolf's brother died of. And measles simply is a sickness that used in the past to affect children, right? It caused fever and it caused like a red rash across the body. I think it was eradicated right now. It no longer exists. So just a reminder, sorry for stopping you. And just a reminder, so right now we are going through the story of Adolf Hitler, a listening and reading session. And after the reading and listening, we are going to ask some questions and try to discuss like the story. And we are going to answer some questions and also focus on some vocabulary. So enjoy the rest of the story.
had a different path in store for him, one that would take him far from the aspirations of a young boy in a small Austrian town. Chapter 2.
All right, that was it for chapter one. Because I wanted to focus only on chapter one. So that was the end of chapter number one. I'm gonna go to the questions window, and we are going to see question number one. So Adolf shared a close bond with his mother Clara. But before, so let me see if you understood or if you're following. He had a sad past. Absolutely. We can see right now where a lot of the things that he did in the future came from. And I want to start with a first question. What was the name of his father and his mother? What was the name of his father and his mother? So, what was the name of Adolf's father and Adolf's mother? Let me see if you have like strong memories. So, Amin said that he had a sad past. Yeah. Clara, for the mother, it was Clara, and for the father, it was Alois. Absolutely. I looked it up. Hitler. Well, what you should understand, Jan, is that uh, uh, names can change when they are taken from German to English, right? So they can change. What did I want to ask? Um, how many siblings, how many brothers and sisters did he have, and what was his order in his siblings? Like, what was his number? So, how many siblings did he have, and what was his order? I'm gonna look it up. So 5 siblings. He was the second. 5 siblings, and he was the second. This is something that we will recheck later on. Actually, I think he had six, and he was the fourth. That's what I remember. But we are going to check that later on. So let's go and see the question. So, true or false? From the reading that we have just done, Adolf Hitler shared a close bond, a close relationship with his mother, Clara. Is this true or is this false? You can just write for me T for true or F for false. Amin says it's true. Jan says true, and Ahmed says it's false. So Ahmed says it's false. Well, actually, he had a clause. It's true, and this is taken from the reading that we have just listened to. A close and affectionate bond with his mother, who was always there to to offer comfort and understanding. Number two. Question number two. Hello. Adolf's father wanted him to become an artist. Adolf's father, Alois, wanted him to become a father, an artist. And like his father, yeah, he didn't have a good relationship with his father. So the question here again is about the father. Did his father want him to become an artist? False, false. Let me see if we can find a picture of the man himself. So this is a picture of Adolf Hitler's father. This is a picture of his father. And this is a picture of his mother. So just so that as we are reading, we can imagine the people that we are talking about. So this is his father, and this is his mother. So this is the mother that he had a good relationship with. All right. So let me choose your answers. I have already seen two false, false, false. Absolutely, that's false because his father. So it's false. His father, Adolf's father, Alois, wanted him to follow in his footsteps and become a civil servant, meaning become a public worker. Next one. So, Adolf's family stayed in one town throughout his childhood. So, while Adolf Hitler was a child, his family lived in the same place all that time. Is that true? Is that false? What's the deal? All right, because I don't know if that's. Amin says number three is true. This one is true. People on X, if you can communicate with us, we would love to hear from you. All right, true, true. Jen the man, what do you say? I can see more people watching this live stream, so please, guys, share with us your opinions. We would love to hear you. Let me adjust my light. We would love to hear from more people. Come on, don't be shy. I see 25 people watching this live stream, so come on, don't be shy. It's just a one letter. You are going to type for me one letter, either a T or an F. That's all you need to do. I'm gonna reveal the answer right now. So the answer actually is false. The Hitler family moved. This is from the text that we have just seen. The Hitler family moved several times during Adolf's childhood due to his father's job. So, because of his father's job, they moved a lot of times. Actually, they moved a lot of times. Last question. Adolf's interest in art and history began at a young age. He started to be interested in art and painting at a very young age. Is that true, or did he start like thinking about that until a later age? What do you think? Amin says it's true. Jen the man, I think, also says it's true. Ahmed Man says it's uh, a false statement. It says that it's a false statement. All right, let's check. Yes, or it's true. It's true. Wait, it's true here. It should be true. Uh, it's true. So it is true. And one of the things that we said is that he has set as a goal to go to art school. All right, so that's why we know that it's true. Even from a young age, Adolf showed a keen interest in art and history, so he really loved art. So we are going to move to activity number 2 in our reading, in our first reading. So again, what we are doing here is that we read one time, or we listened one time. We are going to answer 2 questions, and then we are going to listen for a second time, and then answer another question before we go to the vocabulary. What job did Alois Hitler, Adolf's father, hold? What was Adolf's father's work? Very simply, what was his father's job? What was Adolf's father job? He was an officer. He was an officer. Yeah, he was a special type of officer, actually. He was a special type of officer. He was what we call a customs officer. A customs officer. A customs officer works in the administration that collects taxes from people. So a customs officer. Number 2, who in the family provided encouragement for Adolf's artistic interest. So one family member of Hitler encouraged him to follow his art, his passion for art. Who was that person? So who was the person who actually encouraged Hitler to follow his art interest? D. Leng. Finally, someone is here, but you are very late, unfortunately. His mother, says Amin, his mother. So his mother encouraged him to follow his art, his passion for art. Let's check. Adolf's mother, Clara, encouraged his artistic interest. Finally, uh, why was Adolf's childhood described as solitary? By the way, what do we mean first by solitary? Solitary. What does that word mean? Clara, Ahmed, absolutely. Amin, as always, helping us by welcoming newcomers. I have seen someone, by the way, subscribe in the very beginning, like very, very early. He's not here anymore. Solitary. What does that mean first? Solitary. Lonely. Very good. Solitary is lonely. Yeah. So he had solitary childhood. So why do you think he had a solitary childhood? Why why was he lonely? A lonely child. I'm getting very sleepy. It's at night. I think we should change the time to somewhere in the morning. The night, I feel very tired during the night. All right, so I'm going to reveal the answer. So his family moved frequently and made it hard to have friendships. So since his family moved a lot, he couldn't make a lot of friendships, right? So that's why he was solitary. So we said that Adolf loved art. So I'm gonna show you some of the paintings that Adolf himself painted at a certain time. This is a painting, believe it or not, this is a painting by Adolf Hitler. Believe it or not. So it's he was very talented as an artist because his brother died, also his father, so he felt pain. By the way, you are partly correct. I mean, this is something that we will see later on in our second painting. What we are looking at right now are paintings done by Hitler himself. So again, this is another painting. So I'm just going to show you a couple of paintings done by Hitler, just so you can see how talented that man was. Like despite what he would go to do later on. So look at this. He was really talented. I'm a painter. I paint, and I can understand how much it takes to master what he used to do. Like the man was great at painting, but unfortunately, he followed the wrong path. He followed the wrong track. So again, this is a painting. His paintings feel so cozy, so like warm, and they have a very homely feeling to them. All right, so we are going to go and read. Exactly. The art school rejected the wrong man. The man was really an artist, and he would then just sharpen his skills some more. Yeah, the second reading. So we are going to listen to the text for the second time. This time, or the second listening, will be at 1.25 speed. So we are going to increase the speed so that you can get used to listening at higher speed. And by the way, this will help you later on when you are listening to Americans, to native speakers, because native speakers, they tend to speak very fast. So we are going to increase the speed a little bit. So maybe 0.25, 0.25, and yeah, 1.25. We are going to go back from the very beginning of the chapter, and we are going to listen to it at 1.25. So listen carefully and let pay attention, because some questions will follow after that. Let me just share this, because it always helps me. Just
Now, let's begin our story. Chapter 1.
pay attention.
Early Life. In the small town of Braunau am Inn, Austria, on a cold day in April 1889, a child was born into the family of Alois and Clara Hitler. This child, named Adolf, was the fourth of 6 siblings, but only he and his sister Paula would survive to adulthood. The early years of Adolf's life were marked by the simplicity and challenges of a modest family living in a border town. Alois, Adolf's father, was a customs officer, a job that provided a stable but modest income. He was a strict man, demanding obedience and respect from everyone around him, including his family. Clara, Adolf's mother, was kind and caring, a soft presence in the rigid atmosphere created by Alois. Adolf's relationship with his father was complicated. He often found himself at odds with Alois's strict rules and expectations. In contrast, he shared a close and affectionate bond with his mother, who was always there to offer comfort and understanding. As Adolf grew, he attended the local school where he was just another face among the many children of the town. He was neither an outstanding student, nor one who struggled greatly. He was average in many ways. However, even from a young age, Adolf showed a keen interest in art and history, subjects that allowed him to escape into worlds far beyond his small hometown. Adolf's schooling also exposed him to various ideas and histories, including the story of the German people. The tales of past glories and the unity of the Germanic tribes stirred something in him, a sense of belonging to something greater than himself. This was the beginning of his interest in German nationalism, a path that would significantly influence his future. The Hitler family moved several times during Adolf's childhood due to Alois's job.
All right, this is what we said before. So they moved a lot during Adolf's childhood because
Which meant Adolf
of
had
the
to
job of
adapt to
his
new
father,
schools and make new friends repeatedly. These moves made it difficult for
right?
him to
So
form
that's why
lasting friendships, contributing to his solitary nature.
right. This is what we said, right?
Despite these challenges, these experiences also taught him how to quickly assess and adapt to new environments, a skill that would serve him well in the future. In 1900, tragedy struck the Hitler family when Adolf's younger brother Edmund died from measles. This loss deeply affected Adolf, who became more withdrawn and introspective. His academic performance began to decline, and his interest in school waned. His father wanted him to follow in his footsteps and become a civil servant. But Adolf resisted this path. He dreamed of becoming an artist, a vision not supported by his practical and stern father. The conflict over his future strained Adolf's relationship with Alois further. Despite the tension at home, his mother continued to be a source of encouragement and support for his artistic aspirations. In these early years, the seeds of discontent and rebellion were sown in Adolf, driven by his complicated family dynamics and the rigid expectations placed upon him. As Adolf approached his teenage years, the differences between him and his father became more pronounced. Alois passed away in 1903, leaving the family in a state of financial uncertainty. Adolf's reaction to his father's death was complex. While it freed him from the pressure of following a career he had no interest in, it also left him without direction at a critical point in his life. Clara, now the sole caretaker of the family, struggled to keep the household together. Adolf's relationship with his mother grew even closer during this time, as he saw her struggle and did his best to support her, despite his own uncertainties about the future. Adolf continued his schooling, but with little enthusiasm. His dream of attending the Academy of Fine Arts Vienna became his focus, a goal that he believed would lead him to the future he desired. However, life had a different path in store for him, one that would take him far from the aspirations of a young boy in a small Austrian town. Chapter 2.
Great. That was our second listening, which was 1.25, so that it was a little bit faster, but I think you guys withstood the challenge. So after the second reading that we have just did right now, we are going to try and answer this first question. But before, I need to fix some stuff. So let me go back. Let me take you back here, and because I didn't animate some. All right, just because I kept the answers on the screen. I didn't recheck that. Okay. All right. Now better. Oopsie. So share the table instead. And all right. All right. So I hope the second listening, while it was at 1.25, it wasn't too challenging for you. So we are going to try and answer the following question. Finish the following sentences. Alois' father, or Alois Hitler, worked as a officer. So can you help me finish the following sentences? Alois Hitler, who is Hitler's father, worked as a what? Something officer. So what did he work at? Customs. I mean, great job. Customs officer. Yeah. So again, a customs officer is an officer who collects taxes from people. Adolf's mother supported his interest in art. So between those two commas, you are going to insert the name of the mother. I'm just helping you. Clara. I mean, wonderful job. Wonderful job. So her name was Clara indeed. The family moved several times due to Alois's what? Problems, troubles, work. All right, work or job. So due to his job, they moved a lot. Adolf became more withdrawn after. So withdrawn is more solitary. So he was solitary because his family moved a lot, but after a certain event, he became more solitary. His father's death. No, I mean not his father's. Not his father's death. Actually, for his father's death, it was kind of a relief because finally his father was putting a lot of pressure on him to become a customs officer too. If he only listened to his father. So the death of his brother, actually, he was shook by the death of his brother. Right, that was what shook Adolf Hitler. Amin says Adolf wanted to be an artist, and absolutely that's the right answer. As we always do with these readings or listenings, we are going to see five vocabulary items based on the story of Adolf Hitler. So we are going to go here, and I have for you five vocabulary items: captivating, affectionate, solitary, aspiration, and uncertainty. And what I want you to do is to match them with the definitions that are in front of them. Something that holds your attention, spending time alone, a state of being unsure or unclear, showing fondness and love, and a strong desire to achieve something. It is sufficient to write for me a letter, in front of it a number. Amin, again, always like writing very fast. So Amin says affectionate or solitary. Number two, spending time alone. I'm gonna write your answers, Amin, and we are going to check them later on. So Amin says solitary means alone. So two, according to Amin, of course. E is three. So again, I'm gonna write any answer that comes in the chat. So make sure to write for me your answer. E is three. Uncertainty, state being unsure. I see less people. So did you guys stop liking the video? Come on, don't stop liking the video. Please make sure to like the video as we are going through these exercises. It really helps. If you haven't liked the video before, kindly consider liking it right now. All right. So any more answers, Amin, or anyone else? Captivating. Amin, it's okay. Take your time. Take your time. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna take affectionate out. So affectionate is showing fondness or love. So B is 4. I'm gonna take this one out and help you with it. So let's see what your answers are. Captivating. So we are led with captivating and aspiration. All right, I'm gonna help you with aspiration also. So it's number 5. So we are left with number 1 here, something that holds your attention. I mean, did you get the same answer? All right, perfect. 4 is 1. 4 is 1. I think you mixed them. I mean, you mixed them. All right, so I'm gonna show you the right answer. So these are the right answers. So captivated. The book was very captivating. The book was very captivating. So captivating means it captures your attention. Affectionate is someone who shows love. So Adolf's mother was affectionate. She showed him love. Solitary. Adolf Hitler was solitary after the death of his brother. So he was very lonely. Aspiration is something that you aspire to be or you have a desire for. And finally, uncertainty is when you are uncertain or unsure. So let's discuss right now. So I have some questions to discuss with you. And I'm going to make this bigger like this. I want to make myself bigger. All right. I hope these are clear like this. Or we keep it like this, like number 3. All right, let's keep it like this. How do you think history would have gone if Adolf was allowed to follow his art for or his passion for art? So Adolf is responsible for the death of millions of people during World War One or Two, and also during World War One. Actually, he was a soldier back then. So if he was allowed to follow art, how do you think history would have been different? Or would you think that still European countries would have still fought with each other? What do you think? How do you think history would have gone if Adolf was allowed to follow his passion for art? I know it's a very difficult question, but you can try to imagine how things could have gone differently. No answers? But World War maybe wouldn't be in real life. Probably. If like he followed his art passion, probably there would have been no World War Two, because World War Two actually was basically a like there is no new Europe. Yeah. Actually, Europe like was rebuilt after World War Two, so probably there would have been no new Europe. Yeah, kind of interesting answer. Number two, do you think a parent's career expectation for their child have a strong influence on the child's future? Why or why not? And this is, by the way, uh, related to Adolf's father, because Adolf's father tried to influence Adolf's career choice. So, what do you think? He would be the best painter of history, famous in a positive way. Unfortunately, right now, he is very famous, but in a very, very negative way. So, do you think parents should be involved in affecting their children's career paths? What do you think? What do you think? Because a lot of parents they like to impose certain choices on their children. Is that right? Is that wrong? What do you think? Like the views are dropping very very slow. Well, his mother effort to help her son become an artist, it didn't affect. Unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately. Well, but for his mother, she just tried to help him. They are sometimes right. I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, sometimes our parents, can be right. They know what's best for us. All right, I think we can stop here because I think we have reached the end of what I have prepared for you. But before we go, I want to share with you two very simple things. The first one is I want to share with you our website. Our website is wooenglish.com. If you can go there and uh, uh, check the website, it's an amazing website. You can find free ebooks, and right here you can find books that are like divided by level. So you can choose your level, and you can choose the books that match your level and your interest. Another thing that I want to share with you is if you go to my personal channel. This is my personal channel. It's called Hamza Jatte, right? So this is my name. So if you just type Hamza Jatte right here, you can find this one with the blue icon. And I have just dropped earlier a video about the present simple. So on my personal channel, I am going to share a series of videos in which I am going to review all the tenses that we have in English. So make sure to follow the channel. Again, the name is right here, Hamza Jatte. Okay, that's my name, Hamza Jatte. That's right. So if you follow the channel, I'm going to drop like some videos that are very, very detailed about each tense of the English tenses. This is a glimpse of the video, so you will see a handsome young man explaining to you the present simple in a very simple and very, very good way. So don't forget to go check the video. Also, you will find down below the link to my channel, but also the link to the full story of Adolf Hitler if you would love to go and check it later on. I think that's it for today. And until next session. So next session will be a practice session. It will be on Friday. So until Friday, take care of yourself. Have a great rest of the week, and see you on Friday in another live stream. Thank you so much.